Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Who Are We? And today we have a little bit of a Halloween special. We got 2 episodes coming out today, okay? Hopefully back to back, you know what I'm saying? So, first, this episode is going to be based on Robert Johnson, the greatest blues performer ever. It's a little spooky, you know what I'm saying? Roll that intro. Robert Johnson, born May 8th, 1911 in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. His older brother is the one who taught him how to play the guitar. So Robert Johnson, he's been playing the guitar ever since he was a kid, you know. And also he used to play the harmonica and the raw harp in school. A lot of his classmates recall him playing those 2 instruments as well. And his early years of performing weren't the best, at all. Delta blues pioneer Son House, who encountered Johnson in his beginning stages in 1930 in Robbinsville, Mississippi, said Johnson was pretty good at blowing the harmonica, but his guitar skills weren't that stellar, at all. It was such a racket that people were saying, get that guitar away from that boy. You know what I'm saying? He's running people crazy with it. Just put down the guitar. Just leave it alone. And I guess that really messed with Johnson because, he wanted to be a blues performer so bad, really, really bad, to the point where he'll do anything for it, pretty much. And somehow 2 years later, Johnson returned from his traveling across the Delta and came back to that same spot that he got booed at and blew everybody away with his guitar skills. People were so amazed, their mouths were just whoa, what? It's only been 2 years. How did you get this good at it? You know what I'm saying? Johnson's claim to fame and becoming one of the greatest blues musicians or guitarists of all time is his story of him possibly selling his soul to the devil. Okay. Specifically his song Crossroads, which describes the exchange between him and the devil. Pretty much him selling his soul to the devil so he can have really good guitar skills. Me personally, I think he just spent those 2 years just really practicing and probably just met other really good guitarists and stuff on his travels that gave him a little something. Because, back then they would make up stories like this just so you could be interested in them as an artist. So I wouldn't be surprised if this whole thing is made up. But anyways, back to the whole selling your soul to the devil. Okay. Specifically the Crossroads that he talked about in the song was located at the junction of Highway 61 and Highway 49 in Mississippi. However, in modern day, where that highway was at is like a half a mile away from where Johnson actually met the devil at. So technically there's no more Crossroads. It's non-existent now. So you can't really meet the devil over there even if you wanted to, or meet Johnson. There's also the Delta legend that there was this blues man who waited aside a deserted crossroads one night for Satan to come and tune his guitar so he could just become just an immaculate guitarist. And as Johnson grew more into fame around the Delta area, a lot of the Delta people started to associate that story with him, along with him making his own song called The Crossroads. Now, see, I have a conspiracy theory about this. I think that Johnson knew about the Delta legend or, folktale or whatever, and he utilized that to explain why he just somehow got better at playing the guitar when he probably just played it every single day. So of course you're gonna get better at playing the guitar. But anyways, he used that story to attach it to him playing the guitar, even better, 2 years later. And and then he also made that song Crossroads to get people even more invested into his guitar playing and his artistry. And then he would, I mean, he has other songs that are like, that's not associated with the devil, but it's like I feel like he really played into that story and into that character of that Delta legend, that Delta folktale even more, especially with him traveling across the Delta all them years. Of course, he had to hear that story a few times, and he was like, I'm going to associate this with my all of a sudden getting better at playing the guitar after 2 years, and see how my career takes off. Although Robert Johnson died very young at the age of 27 near Greenwood, Mississippi, which his death is very much so of a mystery. Like, his death wasn't even like uh like reported until 30 years after his death. So his death is very strange. But his music still stood the test of time, because when he was alive, he didn't really reach the national fame like he wanted to until the 1960s, long after he passed away. That's when his music really caught on with everybody in society. And then also, like, his style of playing, it influenced, one of the most well-known, blues musicians that we all know, Muddy Waters. It also influenced Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, and many more. Like Robert Johnson, like, his music, like, I even listened to his album, and it's really good. I was like, okay, he sound good. He can sing a little bit too, But it's just crazy to know that, man, he supposedly sold his soul to the devil to be able to see his own works being put into play like he wanted to, like really catching the attention that he always wanted to get with his music, or really influencing generations of blues musicians, But yeah, and some of his most well-known songs are, I Believe, I'll Dust My Room, Sweet Home, Chicago, Crossroads, and Me and the Devil Blues. And by the way, Me and the Devil Blues, that's a song about him walking side by side with the devil. Like I said, he really played into that Delta legend, or that Delta story, and he kind of attached it to his artistry, like him as an artist, like his identity as an artist. And when he started to do it, he started to sing songs about it, and he started just playing into it more. All of a sudden, a lot of people from the Delta that knows about that folktale, they started to believe, like, oh my gosh, that's the blues man. That's him. He's the one that knows the devil. Oh, like, and no. I mean, maybe he does. Who knows? I don't know. But no. It's just, this is what artists do. This is what they do. They play into a story that they can attach their artist identity to make themselves seem more interesting, because they know you're going to listen to their music if it's attached to an interesting story. Okay? And that's what he was smart. He had some smart marketing skills. But that's the story of Robert Johnson. Blues pioneer, influenced many generations of blues musicians. But man, that story with him and the devil, I'm like, wow, who knows? We'll never know. His life is very much so of a mystery, just as a whole. But and also on top of that, he did have a rough life in general growing up. But that's the story of Robert Johnson. Before I go, make sure to check out my merch store, my new merch store. Shipping may take a little bit longer since I am with a new distribution company now, so shipping may take a little bit longer. But anyways, get some Who Are We merch, you know what I'm saying? It's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably watching this late at night, because that's when I'm going to post it, so it'd be a little bit more spooky. Ooh. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next part 2 of this episode in a few minutes. So, peace.